Hello, it's your girl Lay, and welcome back to my channel. And look at my new set. Well, not my new set, but I added some things. I did some spring cleaning yesterday, so I got me some fresh little flowers. Aren't these little green ones so cute? Oh my gosh, like my little heart melted when I seen these little green, whatever these are, like the green with the white and the yellow, perfect for spring. And then I have so much stuff around my house, especially when I had my condo as a content studio. I have so many different furniture pieces, little knickknacks, little stands, little everything. Because my idea behind the content house was that I wanted people to customize their own sets. Like I want them to be able to build out wherever they want, so they could switch out the chairs. They could switch out, like my walls are 3 different colors, so you could switch out, you got different backgrounds. Could have different the only thing that I just recently been looking for and I didn't really get a good chance to look for was plants. But like I wanted to have different plants. Just everybody said just looks completely different, but at the same location. So yeah, I hope you like it. I've been kind of putting some things together. I've been gone for a little while because, as you can see from the thumbnail, I was involved in an accident in my truck last week. Today is exactly a week later from the actual incident, which was crazy. And the incident actually happened the same day as my last video. My video where I was talking about driving in California and just how, just being transparent about how sometimes the day in the life of trucking could be, you could get lost and it's a lot of things going on. You have tight backings, Well, unfortunately, being involved in an accident is another part. And this accident was my first incident that I've ever had. And I've been driving since 2018, just 7 years now. And that's the first time I've witnessed, not only been involved in an accident, but even witnessed an accident just happen in front of me. And then, I just happened to be a part of the aftermath of it, right? It was very crazy. With all the people that I've talked to, the lawyers, I've had to speak with different Amazon reps, the manager, the police, the ambulance, I've gone to, I had to go to urgent care and all those different things. Like all the people that I've talked to, one of the things I've been telling them is like, the best way I can describe like what was happening in front of me was like, it felt like I was on a Fast and Furious scene, like literally. I was on the freeway and there was a head-on collision on the left lane, and the car that was going the same direction as me got hit so hard that their car started to flip back into my direction because the crash occurred in front of me and the car was flipping towards me, and so I'm trying to brake and get over, stab braking of course, and trying to get over, and the car smacked my truck right into the ditch on the side of the freeway in the middle of nowhere. Like it was crazy. It was about 9 o'clock at night. Freeway was shut down for a good 3-4 hours. Like it was intense. Like seriously, like I've never seen anything like that. And even so, like if you normally drive at night, because you don't have to be a trucker, like if you normally drive at night, so we were getting ready to start going uphill. So when you looking ahead and you see all the cars coming downhill, the way, like the headlights and the red lights, they start merging into each other. Like it starts to look like the cars that are coming this way are in this lane. Like it starts to look like the cars are in the same lane. But if you drive long enough, you know that that's normal. It's just the illusion of the distance, maybe the darkness, because it's super, super dark on these highways, like no lights when you get to certain parts, unless you're passing a rest area or you're passing like a city or something. But if you're just desert, there's no lights out there. So, after a long time, after driving for a while, you just start to get used to the illusion of the cars merging and possibly being like on the wrong side of the road, right? So this car, like, you didn't realize he was on our side of the freeway, which was insane because there was like a ditch in the middle, like the median was like a ditch. So our best guess, me, tow truck drivers, police, everyone, our best guess is that he may have got on the wrong exit, and the police was getting calls that someone was driving the wrong direction on the freeway. They had got a few calls like, yo, someone's going the wrong way. So he was going the wrong way for quite some time before this collision actually occurred, which is crazy. Like, man, that is crazy to think about. I'm not sure if he was under the influence. I'm not sure if, even he could have just not been mentally okay. You know what I mean? Like, you don't always have to be under the influence. Like, what if he was just going through something, or just like out of his mind at the moment with anything else? Like, no telling. Life is hard for many different people right now. So just, it really could have been anything. So that wasn't all the way confirmed, but like I was saying, you didn't know that he was going the wrong direction until it was too late. Literally, like, even all the cars who, barely missed the collision and barely missed him and got over, when they did and they ran back to the scene, because the scene was just so crazy. It was tires and engines and, imagine a head-on collision, and the guy was going pretty fast, and it was the 15 freeway. So, like, you're traveling, I think certain parts of that freeway is about 70. So imagine 70 miles per hour, both cars heading on collision, so you can imagine what that scene looks like, right? So when people were running back to the scene, just trying to check on all of us involved, the two cars and me, because I'm in the ditch on the side of the road, like my tractor was, they're running back, and the cars were so smashed that, no one really can, like, communicate, help to do too much with them. So they started to come to the truck, and they were like, yo, like, he barely missed me. Like, I almost got hit. Like, I didn't realize until the last minute that he was on our freeway coming the wrong way, and I had to move over and do that. And I was just like, man, like, and then the accident happened quite a bit of ways ahead of me. So I didn't even realize that a car was on the wrong side of the road. Like, I didn't even, like I said, as the cars coming down the hill, they all look like it's merging. You know what I mean? Like, it looks like the brake lights is on that side, the headlights is on this side. You just kind of get used to it. You're just like, okay, like, there's nothing. And like I said too, with the ditch in the middle, there's no way to really be on the wrong side. But I mean, I guess you could find a way. I wouldn't say there's no way, but as a driver, when I did see the collision, like, I didn't even see the collision. I just seen something happen. I see the car flipping, and I knew something. I didn't know if the tire of the car had went out. I didn't know if, anything could happen. Who knows? They swerved out of control. They fell asleep. You know what I mean? I didn't know. I just seen a car, something happening with a car. And I proceeded to do all the things that I learned in training, and all the things we do, safety videos every month. Every month they give us, it seems repetitive, but man, like, when I tell you, I needed all those trainings in that moment, because I had to remain calm. I had to grip this steering wheel and brace for impact after a while, because it's just like, okay, I'm not gonna stop in time, and I can't move. You know what I mean? I can't try to, like, swerve my way out of this incident. Like, it's about to happen. This car is coming. It was flipping towards me. I'm like, this car is about to come towards me. Now I just have to brace for impact. So I have to hold the steering wheel and make sure that I didn't jerk, the tractor and cause a jackknife or even a rollover behind me with this trailer. And I'm stab braking, because you can't slam on the brakes in trucking, because that'll cause a jackknife or a rollover. So I'm stab braking, holding down 5 seconds, letting go, hold down 5 seconds, letting go, you know, trying to slow the truck down. I'm trying to get over to the right because, like I said, the accident happened in the left lane. So I'm like, okay, let me get over to the right. Like, this is in the left, let me get to the right. Couldn't have anticipated or never expected the car to come back this way and flip, you know. I was just like, Jesus. Like, and even when the police did come, they were like, what's going on with this semi? Like, what? I thought the car was, we got calls that the car was in the left lane. The accident happened in the left lane. Why is this semi right here? I'm like, I know, right? I'm like, the car was flipping back and came all the way over here and hit, because it was 3 lanes. I'm like, it came over here while I'm trying to get out the way and get over and get onto the side of the road and smack. They was like, whoa, like that impact was hard, right? So that whole experience was totally scary. But and I wanted to just share this story just because, like I said, when I'm going to be talking about trucking, I'm going to be talking about the good and the bad, right? And for me, as a trucker, when I think about like one of the things when I had to call my dad because I was in the middle of nowhere. So I needed someone to come get me. The tow truck driver, I was still in California and I was about 40 miles away from the Nevada state line. So the tow truck driver was like, hey, I could get you to state line. That's as far as I can get you because I work down in Barstow. Like, I'm really going the opposite way, but I could just get you there and then, you know, I can head back to Barstow. So I'm like, okay. So my dad had to come pick me up from state line. And when I was telling my dad about the incident, he was like, yo, imagine if you were in your car. And I drive from California quite often. My mom, my sister, you know, my friends, like my cousins, like I have quite a bit of family and friends in LA. So I drive back and forth from California all the time in my personal car. So my dad was like, yo, imagine if you were on your way back from LA and you were in your car and that happened and that car flipped backwards. Like, that would have, like, luckily I was sitting so high that the car, basically the impact was the front end of the driver's side, right? So my tire, as you can see on the thumbnail, is pushed all the way back. It's all into the stairs and all that. So all that impact, like my knees, when I went to urgent care, I'm like, yo, my knees, if I'm sitting too long, like even right now, I'm like, I got my feet extended out because with me sitting at my knees at a 90-degree angle, it starts to get really uncomfortable. If I sit down too long, my videos won't be that long because from my knees up my back is in pain a little bit. And I'm just like, whoa. Like, and my dad was like, imagine if you were in your car. Like, luckily it's your, you know, back down, because that's about where the impact hit you because you're sitting so high in the truck. But imagine if you was in your car at that level, that would have been all here. That'd have been all of this. That'd have been windows and you know what I mean? Like, it probably would have knocked well, I drive a Jeep Wrangler, so I don't know if it would have knocked my Jeep Wrangler over, but it definitely would have been all of this instead of my lower body getting more of the impact because I was sitting so high. It would have been all my face. My dad was like, you could possibly be in critical condition or not even here anymore if you were in your regular car. So he was like, and my dad is not, he's supportive of me being a truck driver, but the fact that, you know, I'm his daughter and I'm a woman, he's like, girl, you couldn't pick nothing else to do. You couldn't pick nothing a little more safer to do. So, you know, he was like, oh man, as much as I don't really care for you being a trucker, I'm glad that this accident happened in your truck and not your personal car. And I was like, no, for real. Like, that would have been, I would have been going way faster because in California as a truck, you can only go 55 miles per hour. Like I said in my last video, I'd have been going way faster. Like I said, I've been sitting way lower. Like, I could have possibly flipped over because that car was coming pretty fast at me. So I could have possibly flipped over. And man, like it could be a totally different outcome. But one of the things, and although this hasn't happened, never happened to me, I've never been in a situation before, I've never experienced a situation, honestly, like I could still say that the safest vehicle and place for me to be in a collision like that, or I feel any collision, especially ones that I don't have any control over, would be a truck. You know what I mean? Because like I was, the fact that I seen the accident happen, I was able to, you know, stab brake and use all my training, get over to the right, do all those things. The fact that I was able to do all that, like I prevented an even bigger catastrophe. Because if I would have freaked out, or if I would have whatever and steered too hard, and I would have flipped, you know what I mean? Like it could have just turned into something else, you know? So like the best place for me to be in that accident was on that truck. Now, the worst place for you to be, if you're not paying attention and you're not careful and you're not, you know what I mean? Like using the training and the techniques and everything that they teach you, being a defensive professional Class A driver, a truck may be the worst place, because with it also being so big and depending on, you know, the type of accident, that could be the worst place. But that's why, as I keep doing these videos and I open up my idea of being a virtual mentor, since I've been like a physical mentor already, I kind of want to be a virtual mentor. My idea behind that is for you to be a great Class A driver, a great professional driver, not one that's negligent. Excuse this dog out here just having a crack attack. But not a driver that's negligent, unsafe, not following the rules of the road, not paying attention. Not like my goal, and every student that I've physically had, they'll tell you that I did not play when it came to safety, because that truck is no joke. Like I do not take it lightly, just because that thing is so big and carrying 80,000 pounds. Like you're a machine. You know what I mean? Like you could be a deadly machine if you're not careful and you're not responsible. You know what I mean? So, I am out right now on workers' comp because I just can't sit down too long. Even my hands get a little numb, and they go in and out of numbness because as hard as I was gripping the steering wheel, all my nails popped off. I was like, Jesus, like. It was a crazy night. But so right now I'm off on workers' comp, so I'm going to still talk about trucking, but I think now I'll kind of just get into what's going on with the workers' comp thing and all that. And then when I plan to be back on the truck within like 4 weeks or so. I thought I was gonna go back on Monday, which was about 4 to 5 days after the accident. I thought I was gonna go back on Monday, and when I woke up that morning, I had extreme like anxiety. Like my mind was everywhere. Like it was crazy. So my supervisor was like, go ahead and just take some more time, because when it comes